Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot, and if you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate all of you, of course, so thank you guys for being here. So today we are doing the most commonly asked reading that you guys love to see, the how your person is currently feeling about you. So this is a timeless reading, and it's meant to find you whenever it's meant to find you. It doesn't matter when it's posted. It could be the same day that I posted, within the very first couple minutes, or it could be like a year or a couple years from now, or hey, even further if this video is still around. So just whenever it's meant to find you is when it's meant to find you, okay? Basically, all we're going to be looking at is, like it says, how your person is feeling about you. Anything else too that you may need to know. We're just going to be getting all of those kind of messages. We're going to be using the tarot, an oracle deck, and even some channeled messages too. So we also will be getting some confirmations such as initials and zodiac signs, so look out for that. And then at the very end, I always like to do a little message for you of something that you need to hear too, okay? So that is going to be the reading. There's really nothing else left. If you're still here, you know, and you're drawn to this reading, there's most likely a message or messages in one or multiple piles for you on how your person is feeling. So let's take a look at the piles. Pile 1 we have right here. So we have the Phantom Tarot deck for pile number 1, and on top of pile number 1 we have this pretty aura coated blue crystal. It's definitely, I would say this is definitely lab made. This is not a natural crystal, but it sure is pretty, isn't it? And this is the deck for pile number 1. We have the Phantom Tarot deck, okay? So moving along to pile number 2, we have the Weird Cat Tarot deck, but it's in the miniature form. And then we have this Peacock Aura crystal, which actually this one is naturally made. And I hope, let me see. I want to hold it up so you guys can really see the different colors in there. Because I know from far away, it's really hard to tell or to see. It kind of just looks like it's like a plain rock from far away. But when you get close up, it's like, whoa. Okay, so that is the crystal, and this is the tarot for pile 2, guys. Moving along to pile number 3, we have the Moon Power Tarot deck, and then we have this Rose Quartz Heart. So this is what we got for pile number 3. Okay, so please take your time in choosing your pile if you need to. If you need more time, you can pause the video here. No rush at all. Take as much time as you need. When you do have your pile or piles selected, if you're drawn to multiple piles, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience, along with any other additional information you guys may be looking for, such as the channeled songs, which is basically just like an additional message to each reading. There will be one in the description box for you if you feel called to look, check it out. If you're wondering the names of any of the decks that will be used in this reading, I post that in the description box as well, and just a ton of different information. So if you have any questions, I always like to say check the description box first. If you don't see your question answered there, then I would like to say comment it, and I'll try my best to get back to you as possible, not as possible, as fast as I can. I never ignore the questions or anything like that, just sometimes I don't see them. So if it's very important to you, you can comment it multiple times or comment it on different videos, and I'll try my very best to answer these questions for you guys, okay? Other than that, I can't wait to see you guys at your pile, and we can get started on your reading on how the person on your mind is feeling about you. So I will see you guys there. Bye! Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Phantom Tarot deck, or if you chose this blue crystal here, you have found the right place. So today we are asking how that person on your mind is currently feeling about you. What do you need to know about it, or the connection, and anything along those lines. So I hope you guys are comfortable. We're not going to waste any time, really. We're just going to go ahead and jump right in. The only thing I want to do first is to set the intention and invite Spirit. So Spirit, if you could please tune me in. There are the 4 wands coming out here. Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my Pile 1's collective energy. If you can please show me in Pile 1 with the most clarity here how this person on their mind is currently feeling about them at the time that they're coming across this reading. May this reading offer Pile 1 the clarity that they are needing, or any messages that they are also needing at the time that they're coming across this reading as well. Okay. Thank you. I got a little distracted there because these cards kept popping out. So we have the Four of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. If they're meant to come out in the spread, they definitely will, but they are noted. Okay. They may come back around in the messages as well, too. So, how does this person feel about Pile 1, Spirit? How is this person feeling towards Pile 1? We have the Hierophant and the Ace of Cups. How is this person feeling about Pile 1? We have the Devil and the King of Pentacles in reverse. So clarifying the Hierophant here, we have the Knight of Pentacles. We also have the Star coming out. I'm going to put it back. So we have Aquarius energy and Capricorn energy so far, along with Taurus too. Those are the prominent signs. If I see any more, I'll definitely tell you. And then we're going to get confirmation as well later about with signs and initials and stuff too. So, okay, so clarifying the Ace of Cups here. How is this person currently feeling about my Pile 1? We have the High Priestess. Clarifying the Devil card here. We have the King of Wands in reverse, and we also have the Nine of Pentacles. And clarifying the King of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords being the overall energy of the bottom of the deck, I can see that that can potentially lead to certain blockages, maybe you and this person, or it could just be this person's like healing things that needs to be healed kind of coming to the surface. If you are in a separation with this person, the Three of Swords can represent there is heartache there. Another thing with like all of this like Devil energy, Queen of Wands, even the King of Pentacles in reverse, there's such an attraction, whether that's just, I mean, the Devil card is definitely like a physical attraction for sure. It can be very lustful, very like sexual energy. But even with the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles, there's this energetic attraction that this person has with you that it makes them feel quite ungrounded at times with this King of Pentacles in reverse. It's hard for this person to feel stable when it comes to you just because of like how intensely that attraction is. It could even be like an intense desire. And so it kind of gets this person a little, I guess we could even say like turned upside down here, since this King of Pentacles is quite literally turned upside down, like flipped upside down and stuff like that. But let's talk about what we're seeing here. So this person views you as somebody who is definitely marriage material with the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles. They're like, when it comes to like what you have to offer, how you are and things like that, and like almost like in a practical way, this person's like, I can see Pile 1 being like the person that I marry, or I can see myself being very committed to Pile 1. They may even want to like slowly but surely like offer that to you. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it kind of gives this energy of like, I'm making sure that I want to do this right. And so for some of you, this person could come like back around with that, or there's just something that they're kind of thinking in regards to fully being committed. That's kind of where they feel led. Although I think the Knight of Pentacles is this kind of slow but steady energy. So it's like, I don't want to just rush into this. Like the Knight of Wands would, with this energy, if it was the Knight of Wands, they'd be like, let's go to Vegas right now. If you guys know where Las Vegas is, or let's go to the chapel right now and let's get married. Whereas the Knight of Pentacles is like, okay, this is like a goal. This is something that I see and I can see myself doing this with you. Of course, like I don't want to rush it, and I want to make sure that obviously that is the right thing to do. And you know, that kind of thing. So they view you as somebody who is, or they can see that sort of potential here with you. Now the Ace of Cups and the High Priestess too. they know that they have to open their heart here with this situation. Like, that's one of the things that I think is in the back of their mind a lot of the time. It has to do with like how they feel. So the Ace of Cups is definitely like you've stirred feelings within this person, and it's like they know that there's definitely something here worth developing. And with the High Priestess here, I do feel like that's this spiritual aspect. That could be their higher self, just kind of pushing them towards their heart, pushing them towards identifying how they feel, opening up a little bit more, branching out, maybe getting out of their comfort zone and just seeing what's going to happen here. I think that they also view this situation, again, is something with a hell of a lot of potential. Because I'm really good like that my cup runneth over type of energy here with this. Like, my cup is so full, I'm so bountiful, it runs over, right? And I think that there's something here beneath the surface that they're really like needing to look at. They're being pushed towards, or even guided towards, or even they just have like this intuitive nudge about you. There's just something about you that they're like, I need to see this through, I need to know more. I think there's definitely feelings here. Depending on your current situation, they may not be as advanced, because the Ace of Cups is like obviously the first one in the suit. And so, but it also can be referencing for some of you too, that this person's heart is definitely opening. And also, I'm hearing from Spirit, this could also be referencing a new beginning for some of you in love as well. And that's kind of like what they're feeling like they're being pushed towards. There's like this energy behind it that I think is magnifying with this High Priestess here too. And also their intuition could be telling them something as well. And with this Devil card and like this energy here, when it comes to the physical aspects, there could be a little bit of resistance with that, like a little tug and pull. Now, I want to talk about what we were first talking about with this Devil card here too for you guys. There's definitely an intense attraction. This person could also even feel quite attached to you. Maybe they even start to obsess about you. Maybe there is even some sort of rumination, which kind of leads to this King of Pentacles in reverse, that feeling of being ungrounded, kind of needing to find some sort of stable ground here. Get your head on your shoulders, get things together. You know, they kind of feel that's kind of hard here with you at times. Now, the fact that we have the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Wands in reverse is that one of the things that this person has, they have some sort of toxic trait about... Spirit, help me elaborate on this one. At times, this person could be quite selfish. And although that's true, it's like they feel this strong attachment to you where it's almost like they're forfeiting their sense of independence. They want to feel independent. They want to, you know, have their own thing going on. And the attachments here being quite strong, maybe like we were talking about, quite obsessive, they find that very hard to keep their sense of independence. And with the King of Wands in reverse, it's giving a loss of, feeling like a loss of control. I can't control this anymore. Usually my passions I'm able to take hold of, take the lead of, take charge of, you know, and stuff like that. And I think that they wonder too, if you're feeling that same way when it comes to these attachments. They may even look at you as somebody who's quite independent, or like you're free of this and they're burdened with you constantly being on their mind. They're like, look at pile one just doing their own thing. Now, this is also just their perception too. Like, you could be feeling this exact same way, and then, you know, and then they just may not have any idea. They could just be making their own assumptions and stuff like that. But yeah, so they're like, look at pile one here, just doing their thing. Like, they're not even burdened. They don't even care. and they're like, holy shit, I'm over here like obsessing, I feel stuck, I feel like there's nothing I can do, I feel like I can't get you out of my head. And it's like all of this pent up energy with no like kind of source here. And so I'm hearing again, one thing is that they don't like to do is give up their sense of independence, but they find that quite hard because there's just such a strong pull to you in so many different ways. Even with the Queen of Wands here and this King of Pentacles, they're like, get the hell off my mind. Like, I have things to do. But yeah, they find you, there's something here also. Oh, and we literally have, I know you guys have probably noticed, but I don't know why I didn't. We have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands here in the same spread, actually right next to each other. So, and you know what's interesting? The King of Wands came out in reverse. And so, like, regardless of your gender, it's just kind of how I'm reading this. They're looking at each other, but this one's perspective is upside down. So maybe they're not seeing something right when it comes to you. And this could be about how you feel about them or what's going on with you and stuff like that. I'm hearing again, this person makes assumptions. They make assumptions about you. So, like, an example of this would be like, oh, pile one probably has so many suitors. They probably have so many people that they want or want them and things on their mind. Whereas the truth could potentially be maybe I do have other suitors, but you're the only one that I'm really focused on right now. You're the only one that takes up my headspace or things like that. And they may stem from this, you know, the Three of Swords and stuff. And that kind of makes a lot of sense too. Sometimes we assume the worst because of things that we've been through, and that does shift our own perception and how we see the world, and shape how we see the world. So I wouldn't doubt that for a second. That's just something that people naturally do. Another thing with this Queen of Wands though is they feel at times that you're a bit untamable, and they don't know at the same time if they're what you need. They may think that they're not able to give you what you need, or even at times they wonder if they're even good enough, if they have what it takes. There seems to be this overall energy of like a distorted view of you and of this situation. It could definitely quite literally be their shadow. We have the Devil here. It could be their shadow coming through and kind of taking control of the reins at this times, whether that's due to like triggers or, like we said, the Three of Swords. It kind of makes sense now that the Three of Swords is the overall energy of this. And if this person, like, and you are in a separation, they find it very, very hard to let go and to move on here, especially with this Devil card. I want to get an oracle deck. Oh shoot, this is like the third time in a row I've done this. I'm gonna grab this one. I was supposed to bring it over here, so give me a sec, guys. It's actually one of the oracle decks I use in like 90% of the readings. So, oops, and I just dropped it. Oh, I dropped some of it. Okay. Spirit, what can you tell me about how this person is feeling right now towards pile one? Deceit in reverse. Okay. Patience in reverse. And Angel of Love. The feelings are flowing. Bottom of the deck, we have indecision in reverse. Deceit in reverse feels like the fog is lifting, which could be why we have the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups here. That makes a lot of sense. But also, the deceit card can come when we're either very much paranoid about what's going on, and we're not trusting ourselves. We're not trusting how we feel. We're not trusting what we think or even where we feel led. We're kind of always keeping our eye out for something to go wrong. We don't trust maybe like what the other person says because like how could they be telling the truth? You know what I'm saying? And it can also come out when there is a little bit of deceitful behavior. But I do want to say deceit in reverse is actually a more positive manifestation of that, it means that there's actually no real threat anymore, and that it is, or if there was a threat, it is leaving. So I do think that there is something kind of happening in regards to this person's perception and like maybe what they believe to be true, maybe their trust issues, or just things that have happened between you and them, like anything that had transpired. It kind of feels like this energy is starting to lift, and they're starting to see it a lot more clearly now when it comes to their actual feelings. Now, the Patience in reverse card, though, could be like there still needs to be a little bit of time. Like there's still things that need to be done and stuff. And when it comes to like them actually making a choice, yeah, like we have anxiety under here. And I think, weren't we just talking about anxiety? Yeah. That can also be like they feel like they need to do something about this situation. Maybe there's some sort of pressure building up when it comes to this person, and that's kind of where that anxiety, but it's like, okay, you have to like make this choice. And all signs kind of with this Ace of Cups and this Angel of Love point to following the heart, being pure in your intentions, being upfront, being honest about what you want, and even being vulnerable, which makes a lot of sense that we had that spiritual energy pushing towards that now. We can see that now. It's like moving away from this sort of energy, whether that was this person or just their perception, you know, and moving towards the matters of the heart. And the Angel of Love is just this pure like feeling of like, this is what I want. I have feelings for this person. This is where I feel led, right? And so I think in time, this energy is going to like dissipate, and then they'll be left with the core of it, which I do believe is this Ace of Cups here. Yeah, but it does feel like they're overthinking, and this anxiety and all of these things tends to get in the way. And it causes this indecision a bit more. There's this specific song lyric that I'm hearing. It's by a song by Tool, actually. And the lyrics literally go, overthinking, overanalyzing withers intuition and separates the body from the mind, which I think is exactly kind of what happens here. And so in this person's heart, they know what they want, they know what to do, but they have all this distrust in that. And they can be quite ungrounded at this time as well. Okay, so we're going to get some channeled messages. We're going to get just maybe like a couple from this deck. I actually was going to do one, but my plans always change when I start the reading, because now I'm like, okay, one's definitely not going to be enough. We need to at least get like 2 or 3. So what is a message from this person in regards to how they feel, Spirit, about my pile 1? Oh. Okay, so 2 fell out. The first one is, the thought of you with somebody else drives me crazy. Uh-oh, I've caught feelings. I feel like that's very on brand for this energy, especially like if being attached and catching feelings is something that is scary for this person. We had like the Devil, and they're like, no, I need my independence. And we have this anxiety. It just kind of feels like that's very on brand for this energy. And I do want to say, the thought of you with somebody else drives me crazy. It makes me think of this person viewing you as marriage material. Like, oh, I'm supposed to be with the pile 1. Oh, look, even at the bottom of the deck, we have, I can't imagine myself with anyone else. It was kind of like confirmation too. Okay, we're going to get one more. Spirit, how does this person feel about pile 1? Ooh, we have show me you care. So I think that, yeah, like, and now more confirmation, tell me you love me at the bottom of the deck. Bottom, underneath there, we have you are my soulmate. I think that it would relieve this person to see something from you, if that's something you would like to do, of course. We're going to get some advice for you after we do the confirmations and things like that. But all in all, trust your intuition and what you feel is best for you. Like for some of you, if this deceit card represents them being deceitful and quite literally like maybe hiding things from you, cheating on you or something like that, for those of you that could be the case, obviously, you know, that would be something to think long and hard about before just maybe showing this person any sort of anything really on your end. But I do think that the way that they're feeling right now about you, it would be very reassuring for them to at least know that you feel the same thing. And I'm hearing that that would actually cause them to, like, their anxiety levels around this, or that pressure, to go down. Now, Spirit's also saying be wise, which is kind of like what I was just saying right now. But Spirit's also saying be wise in your choices. Do what you feel is best for you. This is not a reading that's telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what's going on with them, okay? And even if it is a reading that's telling you what to do, guys, always trust yourself. I say that all the time, and I'll keep saying it till I die, okay? Always trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust your experiences with this person, of course, over what I say. Anyone on YouTube, or anyone in that you just talk to in general. You can get as much advice as you want, but also, you know, do what you feel is always right for you, because it's your life. Okay. Let's get some confirmation. So that's kind of what's going on with this person. I want to do a little overview summary? I think we kind of got it though. Overview summary. And they view you as marriage material. They may even quite literally think about something in the future, and there could even be something that they're trying to, like, work up some sort of courage towards, whether that's being more fully committed, or making adjustments in regards to communication here with you. There's definitely this pureness of feelings and things like that, but it takes this person needing to kind of trust themselves, get in this right energy, get out of any sort of toxic patterns, and break free, although they are feeling quite attached to you. Very obsessive. You're on this person's mind quite a lot, and they may even be, like, stressed out about it with whatever's happening with you. Okay, so we had some signs in the beginning. What did we have? We had, like, Taurus. What do we got here? Capricorn. And what else did I say, guys? Oh, we had Aquarius come out. Okay, thank you, Spirit, for, like, reminding me. So any other significant zodiac signs here for my pile 1, Spirit? Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio coming through. The month of November could be significant, or maybe like Halloween season, towards the end of October. Extra Scorpio coming through again. This could also be the energy too. Scorpio represents, like, in tarot as well, it's the Death card, which could represent transformations, letting go, endings, things of that nature. Scorpio is also the 8th house too, which can be an obsessive house. If you've ever had strong 8th house synastry and aspects with somebody, you may know exactly what you're talking about. I swear, I remember this was a long time ago, but I had someone's Mars in my 8th house. Ooh, man, that was wild. Oh God, I literally look back at that and I cringe of, like, how crazy that made me. Also, there was a very strong attraction, I cannot deny. Oh, disgusting. Oh my gosh. I don't mean disgusting in a bad way. I mean, like, the attraction was, like, it was wild. Okay, sorry. We have Virgo. So we have Virgo energy. The month of September could be significant, or August. The end of August, that is. And more Taurus. Okay, I want to do one more because we already did get Taurus. Oh, shit. Okay. Did it for us. We have Gemini too. Okay. Spirit, what are some significant initials here for my pile 1 in regards to this person? Also, I do feel like this reading did kind of leave things up in the air, so don't worry. At the very end, well, after this, quite literally, we're going to be getting some advice for you. So if you feel like that, like if you feel like you got this information from this reading and you're like, okay, that sounds like it works, or that sounds like truth to me, but now what? or what do I do with it, or something like that. That's kind of what the advice is for as well, so feel free to stick around for that. I like to read from the guidebooks and the advice with decks, and then also read intuitively too, so we'll get all sort of information for you. Okay, first one is, we have a Z, we have an O. Oh, we have two. What, how am I, we have two O's, and I literally, we're spelling zoo right now. Maybe, did you guys go on a date to the zoo? Also, this makes me think of like zoos, like wild animals, like trapped in their entrapment and things like that. Or like maybe they're feeling like, yeah, like that's kind of what I'm picturing, is like somebody behind bars and they're like, let me out. That's very much like King of Wands in reverse too. That could definitely be like, this person could just have a tremendous amount of passion for you, or there's just like all of this energy building up, and for whatever reason they're holding back, or they're not able to, and it kind of feels like they're like gnawing at the bars in their enclosure, you know. Oh, we have two Z's too. And when two Z's come out, it always makes me think of like, okay, I'm hearing that. Okay, that's not what I think of. I was hearing like that z z z z z z z z song. If you know what that is. If you know, you know. But it always makes you think of sleep. So maybe this person loses sleep over this situation as well. Okay, so we have a T. We have a V. Oh, TV. I don't even mean to do this, guys, I swear. So now I'm like, okay, maybe TV could be significant. There could be like something that this person is watching right now, and it's not even literally on TV. Like like you could be like, oh, I'm also hearing spirits, like maybe this person is like a little bit one for the dramatics, like telenovela, like TV dramas and stuff, and maybe this person does like to watch you. Whether that could be like your social media, or like just on some sort of screen, if that makes sense, maybe like their phone or whatever. I don't think that this person is like hacked into your thing and they're watching you like that. That would be insane. But no, like, and also I'm hearing you're my favorite channel, you're my favorite show. That could also be like how into you this person is, like they want to know what the next episode's gonna be. You got them waiting, wanting. The next season, when does it start? Hurry up, pile one. Like, let's get it now. Okay, so we also have a J. We have an M. We have a W. And we have a D. And we have an I. You know what's crazy? It's like do. It makes me think of like, and then like for some reason D, like with the I, do, re, mi. I don't know why that's coming to my mind. And so again, like that kind of makes me think of, especially with the TV too, something about frequencies here. So like tuning in to a specific frequency. Maybe this person is raising their frequency. A lot of the times, you know, that could also be like expanding your consciousness in ways. So like opening up to different possibilities that can raise your frequency, or you could like literally do it like right now. And that could mean that also this person at times feels quite low. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, people are like a low vibration or a low frequency. We all get in that at times. You know what I'm saying? We're not high vibing 100% of the time. That's just not possible for the human experience. We all have low times and things like that. So that could be something that this person is actually going through right now too. Oh, Spirit said it fluctuates. Never mind. Spirit it goes like, and I'm picturing like a graph here too. Interesting. Okay. Oh, look at. Oh, wrong way. To do, like a list. This person could have a lot of things that they want to say, that they want to do. They're literally like, it could also be a plan too, like a to-do list of like this situation. And also it just, they're maybe like, what do I do? What can I do right now at this time? What should I do? interesting. All right, guys. So if this reading did resonate for you, but maybe you don't see their initial or you don't see their sign, that doesn't mean that you have to completely throw it out the window. It's just meant for a little extra confirmation for those of you. So again, another message, just trust yourself and use your discernment on what you feel like you need to do. So we're going to use this deck, and there's a hair in it. Always. My hair is everywhere. It gets everywhere. Everywhere I go, too. I could never commit a crime because my hair would be in the crime scene and they would trace it right back to me instantly. Okay, so Spirit, what advice, what is the message do we have for pile 1 right now? What message do we have for pile 1? Oops, I almost dropped like 5 of them. Okay. Ooh, so we have meant to be, moon called. Bottom of the deck, we have take a risk with moonflower. Ooh, underneath that, we have reach for the moon. Go for it. I think that there's something here about maybe things that you feel like you want to do. If there is something calling to you about this situation, or maybe you want to know something, for some of you, I would definitely say this is kind of like a green light to allow yourself to do that. There is no right or wrong choices. Sometimes we put too much expectation, or we put too much judgment on like what we deem to be the best choice or the worst choice for us. Of course, there's choices that would be problematic for you and things like that. So it would be in your best interest to, you know, avoid things like that. But overall, there's just choices. There's really no, everything will lead you to where you need to go is what I'm trying to say. And so even like a choice that seems quote unquote wrong today could end up being right later. It could lead you down the right path. This thing with this meant to be and the moon, it's like even moon called, like where you feel called. And with this meant to be is that trust that things are going to work out the way that they're supposed to be, regardless of what the circumstances are, regardless of what you do, or maybe even what they do. Things just kind of have a funny way of working themselves out when they need to. And so allowing yourself to have that trust is always something that's very helpful, specifically if we're having uncertainties or we have reservations about the future or things like that. Where I definitely want to read, I think, both of these. And also with this take a risk, I'm hearing that the risk could be different for each of you. Like if there is something that you want to say to this person, but you're like nervous or you don't know how it'll be received or things like that, you know, I think Spirit's like, well, you never know sometimes unless you try, unless you do it. And then for those of you that it kind of depends on your situation. So again, this is going to be for you to use your discernment. Because, okay, for those of you that the risk may be allowing things to work out on their own. Like if you're normally one that wants to like take control, but you know you need to sit this out. Like you know you need to not do anything, and that feels risky. That could also be the risk as well, if that makes sense. So let's see. Oh, right when I open it, we have higher power. So again, there's like trusting in that higher power type of energy, that there is a guide, there is something behind this. And also with this meant to be, this can also kind of indicate that this person and this experience could have been an unavoidable one on your journey as well. So there is something very important here. There is something of substance here for you to learn or for you to see. Even if it comes later, I actually don't want you to put too much pressure on yourself right now, especially if like emotions could be running high and stuff like that. But you will eventually, because you're meant to. Okay. So with this meant to be energy, it says, oh, the page number is 54 and 55. So that could be significant for some of you as well. Some things are just meant to be. And it seems as though that might apply to whatever you're asking here. That doesn't mean you can just sit around doing very little or nothing and expect everything to fall into your lap. We're all constantly creating our life. So you need to do whatever is necessary to steer the situation in the direction in which you want it to go. But move forward in the knowledge that you're on the right track, or this card wouldn't have come up. This situation has meant to be written all over it. Trust that and go with it. What's happening is good and right for you and your soul's development at this point. So keep moving forward toward whatever you want. Tuning into the lunar cycle can help. So go for it during a waxing cycle, new moon to full, and release your grip and attachment during the waning cycle, full moon to new. So some of you guys can look and see what cycle you're in right now, and that can also be significant. So the additional meanings of this card is this is part of your soul's journey. Follow your feelings. Create the reality you're dreaming of. Know that the celestial realms are on your side. The answer is yes. As much as the idea of destiny is a lovely one, it's becoming clear that we create our own reality. How freeing and empowering is that? Okay. That does kind of feel like the things that we were talking about, specifically too, like trusting that there is the higher power that is guiding the situation. And it also, there was clarification to the message for sure of like this situation seems to be one that was unavoidable. Okay, I was just making sure. I don't know if my, oh, perfect. I was gonna say, I don't know if my phone was still recording at that time. Okay, so these are 62 and 63. The take a risk. Do you have the courage to spin the wheel of life and see what comes up? Playing it safe will not serve your current situation. No one is saying you should take a massive risk and gamble everything away, but nor should you refuse to make your move. It could be time for you to adopt a more positive mental attitude to see the glass as half full. A regular gratitude practice will help. For example, every Friday night, try doing your practice with friends or family for a few weeks. Adventure is calling you somehow. And this card has come up because your higher self wants you to look further into it. As Marianne Williamson famously wrote, you're playing small does not serve the world. It's time for you to take a risk and show the world who you really are and how you really feel. If your self-esteem is hampering you, this card is a sign to work on it for real. The wheel is still spinning. When you get this card, take a chance. And the additional meanings of this card are take a trip, be optimistic, love yourself more, life is short, make the most of it, and believe in yourself. Ooh, okay, so the symbol, the seeds of the moonflower are hallucinogenic. These flowers bloom in the evening and have an enticing fragrance. This card is leading towards adventures. I just heard, okay, so that's crazy because I just heard what will be right as I'm closing that. And that could be, again, confirmation for some of you, because for some of you, if this advice, you were like, okay, now I don't even know what to do anymore. I think Spirit's like, the main message is what will be. But also, I do think that there is a little bit of that mystery here in this reading, because there is something for you to trust yourself with. There is something here for you to use your discernment with. And there is something for you to take control and make your own decisions here with. And that kind of makes a lot of sense too, because as very accurate and as very like specific as these general readings are, there's still, it could be different for each and every one of you. So if I tell you to do one thing, you know, that may not be right for all the people watching this. And so there are times where we kind of have to decide, okay, what does that mean for me? What is this showing me? And what do I do now because of this? And if you don't know what to do, like if you feel more confused than ever, that could also just be a call to just take time to sit with this information. Maybe sometimes if you don't know what to do, the best thing to do is absolutely nothing, and trust that the inspiration will come, the answers will come. You'll know it, and even if there is something building up within you that you know what you need to do, maybe it hasn't reached the surface yet, and it will come to you as well. Specifically too with this meant to be energy, again, there are things that are at play that are bigger here, and so there's something very important on your soul's path and your soul's journey that you are going through and working through right now. And if you are somebody who notices that this is a pattern as well, like maybe this is a pattern with previous relationships, or a pattern with just anything in your life in general, even if it's multiple things at one time, like your work or things like that, you know, then that's an even bigger reason to kind of look at it, you know. And even if you need to zoom out and look at it from a different perspective, or take a little bit of time to process, that's fine too. There's no right or wrong way. So kind of take the pressure off yourself as well. I also do like the constant message of this one of being optimistic. With that energy too, like knowing that what's going to work out for you is going to work out for you always, and what doesn't work out for you is in the end working out for you in a different way. Kind of like that message of what seems bad today could be good tomorrow, you know? You never know, okay? So Spirit's like, don't completely lose all hope when it comes to your love life or just your life in general. Trust that there are things happening behind the scenes, and there are things that are meant to be. And who knows, maybe like there's a future version of you right now that has everything that you want, and it could just maybe look a little bit differently. That is currently, I meant to say, smiling down upon you, kind of chuckling and saying like, oh, just you wait, you think this is all there is, or you think that this is everything right now. You have no idea, because you haven't been there yet. You're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? And so with that, kind of, that reminds me of that optimism here, with that of like just remembering. And with the optimism, it's also not that you're ignoring your other emotions. Not at all. Like, it's not that toxic positivity, but it's that also that knowing that when you're going through tough times, or when things don't seem to be working out, you know, that inner knowing of like, yeah, this may suck right now, but I know in my heart, I know in my soul that it's still going to work out for me no matter what. And that's also a form of surrender too. Like, okay, it's going to be what it's going to be. And so there's all this purple energy here too, as I'm quite literally staring at this card, which makes me think of the crown chakra. So you are very connected to your higher self, of course. We're all connected to our higher selves, but you may be even more spiritually connected, or at least more aware. You have an awareness of your spiritual connection and things like that. And also, don't forget that, like, you have a superpower as well and stuff. And so don't overthink things. Don't overanalyze. Like I said, if you need to give yourself some time and space on what it is to do, or like what person you were in this reading. Do I make the move? Do I sit back? You know, things like that. If it seems like you don't know, then you will know, okay? Trust in that as well, and ask for guidance right now. Ask your higher self to show you the way. Ask for, or your spirit guides, or whoever it is. Anyone, you know, anyone spiritually, I guess you could say, like your angels, your guides, or anyone maybe you work with. The options are endless, or you can go straight to source. all of it is the same. It's like the same, you're gonna get the same outcome, okay? So ask and allow is what I'm feeling with that. Ask and then allow it to be shown to you, okay? Okay, I don't know, I put this right above the initials. Maybe some of you guys want to see that too. So I am going to leave this reading here. I want to say thank you so much for staying. Thank you so much for listening to me, allowing me to do these readings for you. I am always so grateful, and I enjoy them very much. So thank you for being here. Thank you to those who support the channel, whether that's just liking the videos, commenting, sharing your love, sharing your stories, sharing your support for one another. I love all of it. And thank you so much for those of you who are subscribed. So subscribe, did I say that right? I'm jumbling my words because it's the end, so forgive me. But nonetheless, I still want to show my gratitude. And I just want to say again, thank you to all of you. So I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Maybe I'll see you in another pile in this reading. Maybe I'll see you in another reading, whether that's a future one of the Timeless Tarot content videos that I have already posted. Maybe that too. Either way though, I will see you guys there. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose the mini version of the Weird Cat Tarot deck, or if you chose the Peacock or Stone, this is your pile, so welcome. Today we are asking about the person on your mind, their current thoughts, feelings, anything along those lines really, or anything you may need to know about them and about the connection when it comes to how they feel about you, is what we're going to be looking at. So let's go ahead and hop right in. I just want to set the intention and invite in spirit first So Spirit, if you could please tune me into my pile two's collective energy and the collective messages for how this person is feeling, how the person on their mind is feeling about pile two at the time that pile two is coming across this reading, please and thank you. Spirit, may this reading offer pile two the clarity that they're needing, any messages that they're needing to hear as well, any guidance, anything really along those lines. Thank you always, Spirit. Okay. As I'm starting this reading, I'm already noticing I'm feeling a bit drained. This person's energy could be very drained right now, or maybe they unintentionally give a lot of energy or a lot of mental energy for sure away when it comes to thinking about you, or maybe just the situation in general. Yeah, because usually if it's something along the lines of like, this is the energy of the person, or this is like what I'm feeling, as soon as I address it, it starts to lift. Same thing with any like pains or like chakra feelings and stuff like that. And I am instantly already starting to feel lighter. So I do think that this person is quite drained for some reason when it comes to you or this situation. Let's go ahead and take a look though. Let's see what that's about, or any other messages. Okay, so how does this person feel about pile two, Spirit? What are their current thoughts and feelings towards my pile two? Oh, you have the High Priestess coming in reverse. We have the Moon. Those are very similar energies. The High Priestess is ruled by the Moon. We have the Devil. Lots of major arcana cards coming up as well. Oh, and another major arcana. We have the Hermits here. We also have the Queen of Pentacles coming out with the Hermit. Okay. So we do have some significant zodiac signs coming through. We have Pisces energy, Capricorn energy, and Virgo energy. Don't worry if those don't resonate with you though, because we're going to get further confirmation zodiac signs towards the end here. Okay. And also, if none of those resonate, but the reading itself resonates, then don't worry about it. It's just meant to be a little extra. So clarifying the High Priestess here, Spirit, how is this person feeling about pile two? Oh, geez. We have the Star and we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, we have Aquarius coming out as well. Clarifying the Moon here. We have the Ten of Cups. This is too many cards, but we're going to look at them. We have the Chariot, and we also have the King of Wands. So Cancer is coming through too. We have so many zodiac signs being present here. And clarifying the Devil. We have the Five of Wands. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. Okay. First things first, some of you may be coming from pile one, or if you were drawn to pile one, the bottom of the deck card for pile one was the Three of Swords, and the third card to come out for pile one was the Devil too. So there may be similar messages as well, but let's go ahead and see what we're looking at here. The High Priestess coming through, especially in reverse, it can indicate a lack of inner knowing, or it kind of feels like in this case this person's connection sometimes with themselves. It varies. Another thing about this High Priestess in reverse though is that one of the things they're looking forward to in this situation is for you and them to connect with the Three of Pentacles and the Star. They're like, I really hope, you know, this works out. I really hope we work together. I hope I can see pile two. You know, I hope I can, whether that's even like, because it's a Pentacles, which is physical. It's like whether I can physically feel them, I can touch them, ever. Like that's something that they're like, I'm really hopeful for that. And I really want us to work because we do work together really well. But the High Priestess in reverse is kind of like, well, I don't know. I don't know, like that's kind of confusing to me. I don't know if that's what it's gonna be. But with the star card here, that is like, that doesn't mean that they're not hoping that that's what it is. But with the it's just the High Priestess in reverse. It's like, well, I don't know for sure. I don't know if that's what's meant to be. And so it can cause a little bit of like disconnect from this person's intuition. That could also be through like overthinking. When we overthink, when we overanalyze, you know, sometimes it can hinder our intuition, which that was a message that came up in pile 1 as well about their person. But nonetheless, they're like, the way that we work together, the way that we vibe is really good. Oh, you know what's so interesting is that this cat even has a little third eye, it looks like, here too. So there is a sense of knowing and there is a sense of hope, but I think that they kind of get discouraged is what I'm hearing, and also a bit confused when it comes to this situation. It's like, I think what this person really needs to do with the High Priestess in reverse is really just sit down with themselves and like connect, like whether that's connect to spirit, connect to their intuition, connect to higher power, or just like sit with themselves, because you can do that without even like, you know, intentionally saying that and stuff. And then really start to analyze and really start to think about different ways, or like how they feel and stuff like that. There seems to be a little bit of an avoidance here of the self, which is causing this confusion here. Now we have the Moon and we have the 10 of Cups. The Moon card can represent our intuition as well, but it's also the unseen, and it's also the things that we don't know. But the Moon card specifically, a lot of the time in tarot, represents our fears, our subconscious fears, or things that we're kind of worried about right now. You can see these cats on this card are in that, okay, you can see it if I can pick it up. Okay, you can see these cats, and I just scratched the shit out of it doing that. You can see these cats on here. They're in that position like that, where they look real scared, their tails up, they're like their fur's up and things like that, like scaredy cat kind of thing. And another thing that I think is subconsciously coming through, specifically with the 10 of Cups, is that this person may not even realize that they're actually scared of like being fully fulfilled and being fully happy. There are some things that come with that. And it's not that they're actually scared of that thing itself. I think it's everything that has to do with that. And I think it's everything that comes up to the surface when you have to embrace that. Like all these fears that you have to face in order to get what you want, which the 10 of Cups would be this, again, full fulfillment. Look, there's the two cats together. They even have a little cat. They have a little kitten, I should say. And you know, this would be like in relationships, this is the end game. This is the end goal. Like this is like everything I've ever wanted. This is like what we date for, what we strive for, you know, to find that partner and that person, and to just be happy. And so that brings up a lot of things. Like, first of all, trust issues are things that come up with that. Another thing that comes up with the Moon card here as well is like, you know, kind of self-sabotaging, because sometimes that does not feel safe, specifically if our subconscious patterns are used to something else, if they're used to chaos and things like that. And so it just kind of goes to show that this person does see a tremendous amount of potential here, or that wouldn't be there. I think that's important to note as well. And another thing here too is that with the Star and the 3 of Pentacles, that's also indicator that this person sees potential, or that you guys at least work together really well. And there's also something that you can build here. But again, the future at this time seems unknown. And there are these fears in regards to that. And also I want to say with the 5 of Wands and the Devil, if this person is used to kind of acting out, or maybe in like negative ways, or they kind of cause some sort of conflict between you and them, that is like something that I think could be tied to this Moon card, just depending on your situation. Like an example is like if this person just like they like to fight, like when they're being confronted and stuff like that, something that they kind of need to realize about themselves. And it could be something that they're getting challenged with as well. The Devil card also is a feeling and a realization of feeling quite attached to something, feeling like you don't have control over it, of whether that's how you feel. And I think with the 5 of Wands, this person is fighting against that. I think that's something that they struggle with at times, because it's causing a lot of conflict around that energy of like, well, I feel like very codependent on this person. I feel very stuck on them. they're taking over like my thoughts, they're like my mind, you know, and things like that, and they're like, I don't like that. So I think that they are trying to resist it, and it may not even be helping, to be honest. It may actually be making it worse. And with the Hermit and the Queen of Pentacles, so there's a very specific message for those of you here. You'll know if it's for you because it'll be your situation. And then there's other messages in regards to that too. So if you have stepped away from this person to kind of go on your own, or to take time for yourself, you know, to whatever it is, if you've kind of pulled away, that's showing this person that you do actually value yourself in ways that are making them look at themselves right now. Like they're actually doing some introspection because of that. And another message is with this as well, is that this person may be on a journey of self-discovery for their own self-worth and learning to take care of themselves in ways, learning to put themselves in positions to where they're like working on their self-care instead of doing the opposite. So basically, like if you're in a separation with this person, this is healing some sort of like codependency attachments as well. And it's also being a mirror to making this person actually see a lot of things within themselves with this Hermit card here. Now, the Three of Swords being the overall energy at the bottom of the deck can indicate that this person is kind of going through a tough time right now. There could be some healing involved, some heartaches and things like that. And they can also come as, this was the message in pile 1 too, it can come as some blockages in love. You know, the Three of Swords can be things that we actually have to face, that things that we've carried with us in our heart that are hard. And, you know, it's grief and it's trauma, and it's all these things that we're actually learning to look at and to work through, and to not fall into the same toxic cycles, and to not listen to our fears when it comes to being happy, because it's almost like this situation of, I want to almost say, like, when you realize all of this, but it's too late because you've already done what you've done. Like, that's kind of like a really shitty place to be. So I don't know if this person's in that place or they're trying to prevent it. For some of you, it could be both, but it looks like I would say this person is kind of struggling right now when it comes to you and when it comes to the situation. But the fact that we have so many major arcana cards coming out all at once, like the whole first top row is all major arcana, does indicate as well that there's an actual major spiritual lesson, and that you and this person have definitely come into each other's lives to bring something to the surface, or to at least show something. Like there's something very important about your spiritual journey for both of you here. So I would definitely pay attention to like how you're feeling and what this person's showing you. And it could also be vice versa too, like about your guys' own sense of self-worth and what you deem worthy, and like how you guys take care of yourselves. And maybe even for you, it could be like putting yourself first and things like that, of course. I kind of want to get a little bit more information about what this Five of Wands is with the Devil. I'm really curious. Oh, I just heard too, because look, if there's so many paws, like they're all reaching out. I love cat paws, they're so cute. But they're all kind of reaching out, and they have their claws and stuff like that. But this person could also be struggling right now too, to like reach out or to say something. That's something very specific. Okay, but let's see what the other message is. Spirit, this Devil and this Five of Wands, what is this conflict? Are they upset? They could be upset with some of you. Oh, Strength. Yeah. Okay, so we have Leo now too. But it's really, really hard for this person to like not either want to reach out, or they're really struggling mentally right now, like when it comes to this situation, because they're like obsessing over this. They may be obsessing over things that have happened, whether that is some kind of conflict between you and them that had come up. It could be really bothering them right now as well. And it just kind of feels like they struggle with feeling attached to you. It's not something that they're comfortable with. Yeah, we have the Page of Pentacles under the Three of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles is coming up now. That's a lot. That's a card about growth and development. We have the Three of Wands. So let's see. I want to pull some oracles now and see any other messages. Spirit, what else can you tell us about how this person is feeling when it comes to my pile 2? Okay. So they are very heartbroken. This is the Three of Swords again. And this is indicating that that Three of Swords was definitely like this grief and things coming to the surface. Another thing I want to say is, okay, actually this makes a lot of sense now. All of the other messages are making a lot of sense. We have Deceit at the bottom of the deck in reverse. This person may have either deceived themselves when it comes to you, like not wanting to fully trust or not seeing this situation as clearly as they should have. And if there was deceitful energy, like they did do something deceitful, the Deceit card in reverse usually means that, I'm hearing in this person's case, there's some definite contemplation about that stuff. Like, and maybe even willingness to change their ways because of how they're feeling right now. But again, just take what parts resonate for you and your situation. I do think that they do feel like they've kind of played themselves in a way. And that makes a lot of sense on why I was getting that energy of like, well, now you realize this after like the damage is done or after it's too late. And I'm hearing that that could be a pattern in this person's life, actually. Like that is something that kind of happens for them. But nonetheless, oh, I just noticed there's a tear coming at the bottom of this heart. I never noticed that before, or if I have, I've forgotten. But there's a tear coming at the bottom of this heart. So maybe this person has shed tears over this situation. Or they need to. This is also the number 9, which is the number of the Hermit too. So I do think that this situation is causing this person to do a tremendous amount of self-reflection. It's like they're looking at themselves. Okay, so the bottom of the deck still, we have that Deceit in reverse. We have the Temple path, and we have walking away. You know, the Temple path is coming through to say that you and this person are both very spiritually guided, and that there is, I'm not really getting the message that this is so much in regards to their feelings, except for the number 12, which we'll talk about that shortly too. But the Temple path card represents our journey, our path, where we're led in this lifetime. And these little orbs here are represented by all of the spiritual energy, your spirit guides that you have around you that are guiding you and leading you. And so I think that spirit is kind of coming through to say that there is something here, or it is for a reason, at least for this situation at this time. You get what I'm saying? Like, basically, I think spirit wants you to know that nothing truly has gone wrong, and you didn't screw anything up. There's a sense of wanting to take some guilt or some shame off of your shoulders, and kind of saying like there's things that you don't understand right now from spirit's perspective. Okay, so any sort of blame, or if you feel like you should have done something differently or could have done something differently for this, or like could have been better, or like anything like that, spirit's saying to kind of knock that off, that there's things right now that you don't understand. Okay. And when it comes to this person's feelings, I feel like we have this walking away up, and we have this heartbroken. The number 12 is the number of the Hanged Man, which is when we feel very stuck and we have no choice in our circumstances but to surrender to what is happening right now. And I think that's kind of what this person is feeling here. They're like, okay, well, I feel like there's nothing else I can do but just try my best to walk away. And it's interesting that we have the Devil and the Five of Wands, because we were seeing that this person is finding it very hard to detach. Very hard to detach, actually. And so with this walking away card, it's like something that they're feeling like they're trying to do, heading towards. And even the Hanged Man here, or the 12, could be they're still feeling quite stuck in regards to this. And that makes a lot of sense too, with the High Priestess in reverse, with the Star and the 3 Pentacles. It's kind of all coming back around. It's like, okay, yeah, there is that like want and that wish to reconnect. or to connect with you. But with the High Priestess in reverse, they're like, shit, I don't even know if I see that, or I just don't know. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if we can. And now there's all these fears coming up in regards to like future energy and like what we could have, and like, dang, maybe I did self-sabotage, like maybe I am scared to be happy in all of this. This is very deeply rooted stuff here. No wonder why we have the Three of Swords, and now we have the broken heart coming out as well. And even the Page of Pentacles, there's like this, you know, you gotta face this growth energy. Okay, so we're gonna get a couple channeled messages. We're not gonna get too much. Oh, I just saw I'm just gonna peep this. It was at the bottom after I shuffled. We have Don't Give Up on Me, but we're gonna see what comes out. So Spirit, what else can you tell us about how this person is feeling in regards to pile 2? Oh, so we have I'm happy when I'm with you. And then we have I want to look good for you. Bottom of the deck, we have I want you so bad. Okay, this one's like about to fall out too. And then we have I regret so many things. I want to get one more actually for you, but I want to pull this one. I don't want it to fall out. Okay. You know what's crazy too with this I'm happy when I'm with you? It's like when they connect with you, when they're in person with you, when they talk to you, there's like this cat has like stars in its eyes. And I can definitely see that as like they just love the way you make them feel. They love to connect with you. When they're around you, they feel really good. Or when they're talking to you, they feel really, really good. It's just like maybe there were some things for some of you that definitely transpired. Okay. Let's get one more card for you. How this person feels. Where did you even come from? Bottom of the deck, we have, did you put a spell on me? Yeah, this just makes me think of like that devil energy and that Five of Wands. Like you're constantly on my mind. I'm obsessing over the situation to the point where it's like this person is like, I'm trying to fight it. I don't want to do that anymore. Like I think it's very frustrating for this person too. And with this, where did you even come from? A lot of the time this message comes out when like there's a connection that ends up just coming into your life that shifts everything. Like specifically, like an example that is coming to mind here is if this person is normally like, they're very like nonchalant when it comes to people, or they're like, I don't really care who comes and who goes in my life. Like it doesn't matter. And stuff like that. Like then like when the where did you come from card comes out, this is a connection that kind of changes that, where they're like, whoa, I was not expecting to feel this way. I was not expecting things to go down this way. And it's just like where did this even come from? You know? And with this I want to look good for you. This person could have like their own kind of insecurities when it comes to like their appearance, or just things that they have to offer that they're trying to work through as well. Things that could come up, or maybe have come up, and they could have to do with self-esteem issues as well. We were kind of seeing that with the Queen of Pentacles in the Hermit too, that this person was kind of learning about what they deserve, and maybe their own sense of self-esteem and their own sense of self-worth here too. But nonetheless, they know how they feel when they're with you, or how you make them feel. And I think that that's one of the feelings here. We do have the Ten of Cups as well. And the Moon card can represent emotions, like that emotional fulfillment and stuff. It could have even been like a lot for this person, or when they think about it. But now if there's this sense of loss, that just seems to be something that they're having to deal with right now too, which is quite literally like the opposite of the end of the spectrum of that. And so So let's get a little bit more confirmation. I know we had a whole hell of a lot of zodiac signs, so a lot of you may be bound to see either you or your person's zodiac signs. The ones we have on the table, we can just say again. I know, oh, I remember Cancer came out too. And Leo. We have Aquarius, Capricorn. We have, what else did I say? What else do we got here? Pisces. Did I say Pisces? We have Capricorn. My memory is horrible. Oh, and Virgo. Okay. So, Spirit, what are some significant zodiac signs for my pile 2? We also have Gemini. Ooh, I like that we're gonna have even more. Also, Gemini season, the month of June could be significant, or the end of May. Leo, okay. Maybe Leo season, August, the end of July. Let's get one more. And Aries, wow. Okay, so we do have a lot of zodiac signs here. Also, Aries season is April, end of March. Here are some significant initials. First one we have is J. The next one we have is an E. We have a Y. Oh, we have 2 E's. So we have 2 E's. And then I see a B, which makes me think of B. Well, like a bee, obviously, you know what I'm talking about. We have another B too. BB. Oh, BBY, like my baby. We also have an M. We have a lot of doubles. We have 2 M's. We have a C. We have a G. We have an R. A W. A Z. And an X. Does someone listen to MCR, My Chemical Romance? Because that's literally right here. For some reason, too, this is like for, this is really random, too, but I'm seeing, like, thinking of, like, Jollibee, the restaurant. That's very random. We also have the word beer too. Maybe this person likes beer, or they could be drinking. Ooh, that makes me think of that that song "Missing You Like This" by Post Malone. And he said there's like a line where he goes, basically it's talking about, I didn't know I'd be drinking about you this long, or no, he's like, I knew for a night that I'd be drinking about you, but if I knew that I'd be missing you like this for the rest of my life, then I would have never done, yeah, it literally goes, I would have never done what I did if I knew I'd be missing you like this. Also, our X right here too, retrograde, definitely lots of reviewing, reassessing. Retrogrades are definitely like good for that hermit energy of like introspection, specifically about certain things, like depending on what it is, where it's at in your chart and stuff like that. Okay, so we are going to shift now to a little message for you. We're going to be reading from the guidebook as well as intuitively, but I like to just add a little something for you, especially too, sometimes these readings can be very great to like get the messages for right now, but then afterwards you're like, okay, so what do I do with that information? Or like, so now what? So this is kind of just, again, to kind of shift the focus back onto you a little bit. What is the message for pile 2, Spirit? Uh-oh. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have avoid drama. Save the drama for your mama. Okay, we have cleansing and we have synchronicity. For some of you, synchronicities could quite literally be increasing at this time, but also spirits like pay attention to certain things, signs, synchronicities, cycles, things that keep coming up, things that keep coming back around. Like there's something very important about that. And you could be in quite literally a cleansing period. We also have this clock on the synchronicity sign, which I think mostly represents like synchronistic numbers, like, you know, 333, 111, whatever it is that you may be seeing, 555. It doesn't matter. But this makes me think of patience too. You could quite literally be going through a period where you are cleansing, and this could be very beneficial for your future self. So don't knock whatever stage that you feel like you're in right now, whatever it is that you're feeling, like whether that's something as intense as like a dark night of the soul, where you are kind of having this sort of ego death, and like it just feels like you're stuck right now, but you're just have no choice but to be releasing these attachments, and these old wounds are coming up, and all of these things kind of coming to the surface. It kind of feels like it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's hard to think that there's actually a reason for this when you're going through it, but Spirit's kind of saying that this is a very important part of your process. You are actually lightening your load a lot, and all of these things are coming through to cleanse you in such a way that is going to allow your full self, your true self, to reemerge. I feel like for a lot of you, you could be going through some sort of transformation or rebirth. Some of you may even be thinking, well, I hear that all the time. Like I hear that all the time, you know, in these spiritual readings. So like transformation and rebirth, we go through a lot of them in our lives, and they could be mini, they could be major, they could be small, like little tiny transformations. They could be little things that add up to big things eventually. You get what I'm saying? But we are constantly transforming. We are constantly evolving into the person that we want to be, into the best version of ourselves. Sometimes that means going through shit we don't like. Sometimes that means going through things that we do like. You know, it just depends on the situation, and we're all different, and it's a whole life, right, of cycles. So another thing coming through here as well is that even though it may be easy to feel that way, you're not being punished whatsoever by the universe. You haven't done anything wrong. This isn't some crazy karmic retribution where you fucked over somebody in a past life and things like that. I mean, there could be past life karma and stuff, but this is about you and yourself, and about your inner light, and allowing yourself to cleanse anything that's happened from you from whether that's childhood, old childhood wounds, you know, subconscious beliefs of like we're not good enough, abandonment issues, whatever it is, right? I could just be naming stuff all day, but the thing is that it's for a greater good, even though that maybe sounds almost like mean to say, so to speak. Because I've been there before too, where like I've been in a situation, or I've gone through stuff and people are like, oh, the last thing I really want to fucking hear is like, this is meant to be, this is supposed to be, it's gonna be good, it's for the greater good. I'm like, shut the up, you know what I'm saying? But then when you get to the other side, you're like, I hate to say it, but I guess they were fucking right. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting here. And so just allow yourself to go through the process. There's nothing you need to do, you know. Just, I'm hearing from Spirit, though, to stop fighting it, stop resisting it, and just allow yourself to surrender to it, whatever those circumstances are, whatever that may be, and you'll get out. You'll get out of it. Okay. Let's read what the cleansing one says for you. Ooh, we have changed your tune. The law of attraction, intuition, interesting. Oh, I just had it. Oh, come on. I didn't even have to look. Okay. Found it again. So the page numbers are 84 and 85. That could be significant. So drawing this card suggests that you've been through a very difficult situation from which you're finally now emerging. Even though you're nearing the end of this challenging period of your life, or perhaps you are already there, you still have energetic cords or attachments that need to clear from your life. Think of them as energetic debris that needs to be washed away by time and intention. Just as we can see the moon rise nearly every night in the sky, so you too are nearly always able to process upsets with some effort. Ooh, I kind of like that too. I'm putting my finger right here so I don't get lost. But I kind of like that. Just like every time the moon comes out, you know, or like even like you can even say like a specific moon cycle, like the full moon, when our emotions are kind of heightened and that represents a time for release. That could also be like how you release a situation or how you release certain things. So like there's not kind of like a one time heals all. It's like allowing yourself to process and do this as long as you really need to, or as many times as you need to. Kind of like the energy of forgiveness too. Like you can start the process by saying, okay, I'm gonna forgive this person, I want to let go, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna, you know, and that's cool, but that starts the fire, right? But you may have to remind yourself, or you may have to come back to that and forgive and forgive and forgive until it actually is fully, feels like it's fully resolved, or you do feel like you have the space to fully forgive. And that's okay, because that's the process of things. So maybe there's a message there as well about sometimes we have these expectations about how we're supposed to feel, how long it's supposed to take, what's supposed to happen, and Spirit's kind of saying like, you know, those aren't really as helpful as they may seem, specifically if you're not meeting them, you know, or if it's not happening in that way. But that doesn't mean that you're not doing it the right way. It's your way, okay? So you need to carry out this cleansing of your body, mind, and spirit, or you risk remaining stuck in the past. Sit under the moon's beams and ask her to cleanse you. Ask Archangel Michael to cut your cords to the past. Take regular salt baths. Most importantly, set the intention that you're cleansing yourself of the past so you may face a happier present and brighter future. Once you're cleansed, you can start over in a way you may not have even believed was possible. The additional meanings of this card are: something in the situation needs to be cleared. Use sage to clear your home energetically. You are emerging cleansed. Integrity and truth will win the day. Be kind, but also very honest. And this is the moonrise. So about the symbol of the moonrise. Moonrise is when the moon rises above the horizon. We can't see the moon every single night for various reasons, such as overcast skies or the position of the moon in relation to the sun, but she's always there, rising reliably. I like that. Like she's always going to rise, even if you can't see it, even if you can't feel it, you know. Kind of same thing with like the sun coming out, you know, even though you may have the hardest day of your life one day, the next day is still going to come, you know, regardless. And so that means that your sun's going to come out regardless as well. And so when we're going through the thick of it, it is good to kind of hold on to that truth of like, well, it is going to get better eventually. It has to, right? You can't stay the same forever. And if you do stay the same forever, like let's say 10, 30 years down the line, then maybe there's definitely some more introspection to look at to say, okay, what am I causing within this suffering within me? Like, what am I doing to play a role in this part? That could even be something you ask yourself right now since it's coming up. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like it is possible to release anything or anyone or any old healing as well. Oh, it says bye. Oh. This could also be like you're saying goodbye to a version of yourself that just doesn't resonate with certain things anymore as well. And I want to remind you too that, I don't know if you guys can see it because sometimes the glare is just horrible. So sorry about that. But it does say it right here. I'm sure maybe some of you have noticed it before because you guys can see it from the angle and I'm focusing on other things. But I want to remind you that every ending is a new beginning in disguise. And that is something that I have so much experience for as well. And also, I know I probably say this a lot, but it's because I have experience in this as well. Like my whole life has been like an ebb and flow of like learning to surrender, learning, you know, how to let go, learning to trust, learning to allow, things like that. So I like to think I have a little bit of say in this and like and sometimes on how the universe works. Hey, some may disagree, but that's their opinion. But I do truly believe that everything that we let go of will be replaced with something better or something else. And you may just have to give it time though, of course, like it's not going to be instantaneously, but it is something that does happen. And when you are having an ending, you know, unless your life is literally ending and you're, you know, off to spirit, you're still living, right? So there is a new beginning. there are things you are still attracting. There is things still happening, right? You are still living. And so with that being said, it is, you know, you're just, all you're doing is just releasing and making room, and then opening up and receiving. That's literally like all we do in ways, but we perceive it as things differently, and time plays a role in that too. And you know, we can argue about, I just had this conversation about how time is perceived as well, and how time is an illusion. And we were watching like all the scientific videos behind it. I was trying to show somebody, but that's neither here nor there. It's all about how we perceive things and stuff. And so you're doing a great job. And I like that this cleansing, I think it mentioned something about like you being on the right path, or that you're there, or something like along those lines. Or maybe I can't even remember now. If it didn't, I'm saying it. You know, you are on the right path. And that's why I think that important message came for you earlier too, of like, you haven't screwed up anything. Nothing has gone wrong. Like, this isn't your fault. Even if you know, you may have done something, or, you know, something, it just feels like there's very like faded karmic ties in this that were supposed to work their magic, so to speak, or work their little ways. Oh, spirits reminded me the avoid drama. What do we have? What was this one? Higher power. Yeah. The avoid drama is like anything right now that is causing you extra stress, to get worked up. If you feel like you have to just fight and work so hard for something, whether that's a situation or just anything right now, spirits like, take it easy. Take it easy. Even if the drama is coming from within, because I know we can start a lot of our own inner chaos, and we can start our own questions and things like that. But spirits like, just please take it easy as much as you can. And anything that is causing you drama, or causing you pain, or a lot of suffering, probably is indicating that, at least at this time, it's not the best thing for you. And so you need to do what's best for you at the end of the day. Moon madness. Yeah, it kind of makes me feel like circling back and maybe going over the same things. It can drive you crazy, you know? So just try not to do that. Try not to go insane. Try not to get all discombobulated. Allow yourself some inner peace here as well. There's also steps leading to a portal in this imagery as well too, which could also represent you know, this new beginning, or where you're leading into this kind of unknown energy. But the unknown is, in this situation, is actually really good, because it's where everything else that is that you're looking for, that you're wanting, so to speak. Let's see. We're gonna end this. Sorry, I'm trying to think and talk at the same time. We're gonna end this shortly, but I just want to check just to see what this says. Okay, it says, it's too easy for you to get wrapped up in dramas right now, even to feel a little like it's all too much. What you're dealing with is noise. Don't fall for it, and don't believe everything people tell you. It's time for you to take a step back from everything that is swirling around you. Being overly involved is an easy trap. The more you wade in and get entangled now, the more unnecessarily intense the whole situation is going to become. Consider the possibility that you're not quite thinking straight at the moment. Maybe you need to quell your emotions so that they don't lead you astray. Taking a back seat will help. Gentle breathing exercises will help get you back into alignment. All the better to deal with the question you're asking the cards about. Exhale and let the events unfold in their own time. It could be that everyone in the situation you're asking about is feeling too much pressure. Detach from the drama, which can end up hampering everything. Breathe out. Your energy field will thank you. Yeah, that's great advice too. Breath work can be something that is instantaneously helpful. So when you feel like you're kind of, this pressure is building up, maybe look into like different breathwork techniques. There's like a bunch of cool, like helpful videos on YouTube. It's almost like you know, they're almost kind of like the guided meditations, but it's just like a little breath work practice as well. It can do wonders. So don't knock your breath and coming back to it. It's one of the main things in like meditation here too. Breath is like your life force energy. I always get messages from my higher self that I need to breathe more, which sounds kind of silly because I'm always breathing, but I'm a very light breather. I don't breathe too deeply, and my higher self is always like, breathe, like you need to breathe. Get that oxygen in you. Additional meanings for this card are: there is too much drama in the air to think straight. Someone is being overly provocative. Ooh, it says, is it you? Just don't stress, or it could be them. Just take whatever it is. Don't stress. It won't change anything. Backing down or off is sometimes your best play. You need to trust that the situation will be fine. Lunacy was once said to come from sleeping in the rays of the moon, a belief that persisted through the Middle Ages. Even Shakespeare wrote in Othello that the moon makes men mad. And you know what? Underneath here is the full moon. And that's known sometimes to make people get a little crazy too. So, yeah, so when emotions are running high, when things like that come to the surface, it's natural to feel a little more intensity, or maybe to act a little crazy, especially like love situations or romantic connections. Those will be the ones to get you for sure. But I think that's it, guys. I'm going to leave this reading here, and thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read these messages for you. It's something that I do thoroughly enjoy. I appreciate all of you guys who support the channel, which if that's just liking the videos or commenting, sharing your love, sharing your experiences and your stories, anything really, I appreciate it all. Thank you to those who are subscribed too. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. And thank you guys for just wanting to come along for the journey and see what else I got happening here. Speaking of that, I do have tons of timeless tarot content already posted, so feel free to check that out as well. My videos are usually timeless. Or you can just, if you are subscribed, you can just see what pops up on your feed too, because that will happen. And then interact with what, or find the videos that you feel called to, really. That can, again, you don't even really have to do much too, right? You can just see what happens, and then the right ones can find you as well too, if that's something you're wanting to do. But other than that, guys, just thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next reading, or maybe the next pile, or some of the past readings. But other than that, I will see you guys there. Bye. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Moon Power Tarot deck or the Rose Quartz Heart, the Rose Coats, kind of like that. Anyways, you're at the right pile if that's what you chose. So welcome. Today we are asking about that person on your mind and how they are feeling about you. Hopefully we will be getting any information about their thoughts, their feelings, anything really in regards to you and the connection that you and them share. So I hope you guys are comfortable. Let's go ahead and begin. The only thing I want to do before we start is just to set the intention and also invite in Spirit. So Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my Pile 3's collective energy and the collective messages here for how this person on my Pile 3's mind feels about them, and anything else that they may need to know. Can we offer my Pile 3 clarity here in regards to that? And also any messages that they may be needing to hear as well. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay. So how is this person feeling about Pile 3? Oh, I just feel called to remind you guys that this reading is timeless. It finds you when you need it. Not has nothing to do with the date that it's posted to. So, okay. How is this person feeling about Pile 3? We have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords has come out in every single pile. Whether that was at the bottom of the deck or this one is the first card, which usually shows an emphasis or an importance. All right. How is this person feeling about Pile 3, Spirit? What are their current thoughts and feelings? We have the Death card. So we have Scorpio energy. We have the Page of Swords. Oh, oops, sorry. Okay. What are their feelings? We have the King of Swords. We also have the Knight of Cups and Justice. We're going to talk about that in a second. Clarifying the Three of Swords here, Spirit. We have the Eight of Swords. Clarifying the Death, we have the Knight of Swords. Clarifying the Page. We have, oh my gosh, I just realized we have so many swords. So that their swords represent the air signs in the tarot, but also it's the element of air, I should say. And they represent our thoughts and our words. Okay, so clarifying the Page of Swords here. Here we go. We have the Star. We also have prominent signs coming out are Libra and Aquarius too. I mean, I would say with all of this Swords energy, all of them, to be honest. But so even we would even throw in Gemini too. But the prominent ones coming through are Aquarius and Scorpio. So also, if you're wondering if there will be any further confirmation signs, we do that later after we get their thoughts and feelings. We will be doing initials and zodiac signs. Okay. Geez, this is not easy energy to go through right now. Even the bottom of the deck, overall energy here is the Ten of Wands. And that's a heavy, heavy energy. That's feeling overwhelmed. That's carrying a lot of things with you and maybe even certain burdens. So this could be like this person when they reflect upon the situation or just how they feel in regards to you in general. It's very heavy, heavy energy, which makes sense. The first card we have coming out is the Three of Swords, clarified by the Eight of Swords. This is, I just heard, got my heart in a headlock. So there's so much mental energy here that this person's heart can't even speak at times. But there's also this sense of grief here as well. There's this sense of heartache and also probably going through a lot of, I would just sum it up to say not the easiest time. A lot of old wounds may be surfacing as well. Even if this one is a fresh one, if you and this person are definitely not speaking or in a separation, we have the Death card here. I would definitely say that that would be for the majority of you. And if that isn't the case, I would say that maybe the conversations are limited, because the Death card with the Knight of Swords, there's a lot of things that this person would like to say. There's a lot of ideas. Maybe even this is this person reaching out or speaking to you, or things that they're thinking about this situation. But with the Death card here, it's sometimes they think that it's best to just let it go, or there's nothing that they can do about it, or it's over, or it's dead, or it's gone, you know, that sort of thing. Another message with the Death card here with the Knight of Swords is that this has quite literally transformed, or is transforming, the way that this person processes their feelings and their emotions. There's also another transformation also in regards to communication, because there's a lot of things about communication. And the thing with the Page of Swords, even in this one, it's like having something to say. This person is swallowing their sword. So they may quite literally be, you know, just swallowing their own words or keeping them inside, so to speak. Because the Page of Swords can often be an energy of like reaching out or communication. And with the Star here, though, I wonder if I think they really hope that there will be some communication between you and them in the future. This could be coming from you, if they want you to reach out, or it could just be like them as well. I do think that this person has a lot of things that they want to say, and they have a lot of thoughts in regards to this situation, almost so many that it gets this person all tangled up. the thing about the Eight of Swords is that it can come through sometimes when we are causing a lot of our own suffering. And so the first thing that I heard too with the Three of Swords and the Eight of Swords is that this person may tend to hurt their own feelings in regards to when they think about you in this situation. That could also be like they make assumptions, or they just they think themselves into a place where it's not good and it hurts. And that doesn't mean it's necessarily true. But also the fact that the Eight of Swords is here, there's a lot of fears and this person feels quite stuck. And it's just, it's a very painful energy, the Three of Swords with the Eight of Swords together. It's a feeling of like we were talking about, pain, suffering, grief, fears. I'm also hearing like hopelessness when it comes to this, or just feeling helpless in regards to this situation. And it kind of sucks. And even in this imagery here with the Three of Swords, we can kind of see, it kind of almost makes me think of the Hanged Man, because this person is hanging here and they have no choice but to kind of surrender, and they feel quite stuck here with all of these blades in their heart and the blood gushing out and all of that. These are very good imageries to kind of interpret the messages, so that's why I'm kind of keep showing them to you. So this person is feeling a lot when it comes to this situation. It's heavy, it's hard. They feel things that they probably don't or have been avoiding for a long time. I can see that kind of coming to the surface here as well. Another thing too with the Death and the Knight of Swords is that even if it is over between you and them, or like you guys are in a separation, or you guys have broken up, or anything like that, in their mind it's not that easy. It's not over like that. Like they still think, they still kind of ruminate, they still have things they want to say. They may question if they should. And with the King of Swords here and the Knight of Cups with the Justice card, Justice is all about, oh look, we have the heart and the feather. And this indicates kind of like, I don't know if you guys know like the story of Anubis, where he's the judge. I think it's actually in many different things too, the kind of similarities of the story. But basically, when your heart is pure and it's light, it's lighter than a feather, and that kind of dictates how you get into the underworld, or where you go in the underworld. But just referencing that with the Ten of Wands, it makes me think that there's just so much weighing on this person's heart and on this person's mind. And we have the Knight of Cups, which represents our feelings and our emotions and how we want to express them. But the King of Swords here is like, the King of Swords here is the one who, I mean, out of all the kings, he's not the best with the emotional aspects, I'll be honest. He's very good at thinking logically. He's very good at like compartmentalizing his feelings. He's very good at finding reasons why they feel that way, you know, to a certain extent. But when it comes to feeling them, I would say this person, and I'm talking about this person that we're referring to, is they're not liking it. We have more Libra energy too on the both. It says Libra. You know, when it comes to the situation, even the messages, normally I'm very much like, okay, we start here, we end here. I've noticed it's been quite sporadic. And I think that's very telling to like how this person feels and the energy coming through. It seems to be quite sporadic because it's quite triggering. It's hard to focus on just one thing. Maybe this person doesn't want to focus on this. I mean, I wouldn't want to focus on this if it was making me feel this way either. But I do think that this person struggles with their feelings in their heart and opening up and expressing that, even if that's just to themselves, is what I'm trying to say. They tend to overthink a lot and overanalyze. But I think that all the Swords cards here represent as well, just in general, this situation weighing very heavily on their mind. And sometimes it feels like too much to bear. Yeah. It kind of feels like with this energy, they're like, I know it's over, and I know that I have to do what I have to do, but I can't hope but to just like speak to you, like whether that's one last time or speak to you again And I really feel like they're really wishing that you could reach out to them. I'm not saying that's what you have to do or what you should do. This is just the messages here. They may have a lot weighing on them right now that they would like to get off their chest, just because it would help them alleviate some of this grief or something. This could be an apology for some of you. This could be a perception, like their perspective, or an experience. And for some of you, it could just be a lot, like a lot of different things. But it kind of feels like they really just would like to pour their heart out to you and just release this so they can feel lighter. But the King of Swords is like, is that the best decision? Even this King of Swords is juggling here too. And so it's just, all of these, I have to be honest, all of these just feel very overwhelming. Feels like just so much. And I can see why we have this as the first card here. And I can see why we have the Ten of Wands. We have the Five of Pentacles underneath here. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's the Four of Pentacles. And then we have the Queen of Wands, the Five of Cups. Okay. You know, this person could also be like, with this face kind of coming off, projecting, it kind of makes me think, for some reason I'm feeling ego death, because like where you have a persona or like your ego and it's starting to separate and it's starting to basically die. And we have the Death card here too. So, you know, it's like there's a part of them that is quite literally like dying from this situation, which in the spiritual metaphorical sort of thing, right, so to speak, of like transforming, but also it kind of sucks. And also there's something about taking off the mask and seeing what's underneath. Okay. This is very interesting energy. We have the, door to healing. Door to personal healing here. Spirit, what can you tell us? We have door to spirit. What can you tell us about how this person is feeling? Oh, they may be getting closer to their spiritual practices or getting closer to spirit because of this situation. How are they feeling about pile 3, Spirit? I just heard not good. Oh yeah, look at the bottom. I don't mean to laugh at that. It's just so funny because sometimes I'll ask the question and then like I'll literally get an answer. Like, it's funny. So bottom of the deck, we have storm warning, and we have walking away in reverse, broken heart in reverse, heart chakra coming through in reverse. Yeah, this is tough energy, guys. Oof. This is the number 10 as well. So we have 2 10s at the bottom of the deck. Walking away in reverse shows us that it's hard for us to detach, or we don't know if we're making the right choice. There's a person looking back here too. We have door to value. And we have the thinking woman. I'm hearing they want to know what you're thinking right now. The energy of you is very hard to read. Although, you know, if you're someone right now that is holding strong to your values or things like that, that's showing up in this reading, like in their energy. And so they're really like taking a good hard look at that. Maybe they think that there's something here that you deserve more with the door to value. Maybe they think in their own way that they deserve more than this too. Or they also kind of think that with this door to spirit and this door to value, it's 2 doors opening, right? And there's something here about you and their sense of self-worth, sense of value. They're also close together. This is number 32 and this is 31. And so when we think of like the numbers backtracking, we kind of think of, again, looking back, like we saw that person on the card looking back. And so maybe there's this sense of reminiscing or looking back at something that was quite valuable to this person. And they are thinking about it. They may be thinking about it a lot, and the thinking cards can represent, in a way, like our teachers, people that have come into our lives to teach us something very important, show us a valuable lesson. And even, I just realized too, even a thinking card coming out with all of this sword energy, how we were talking about there's so much thought energy, thinking energy, because I just heard thinking is easier than feeling, but not really in the grand scheme of things, as we can see right here. That then the cords and stuff get all tied up, and this person can't even they can't even move, and they have these swords around them, which means they're not entrapped, but it feels like it. I just heard that this person also feels quite scared of the consequences and scared to face some sort of reality to this situation. And we can just hear I was like, was that thunder? We've been having thunder and lightning, and I think it was a plane, but I had to stop because I was like, dude, that'd be crazy, because I'm like looking at the storm warning, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, there's literally like thunder and lightning happening. That'd be crazy. But we can see here, I'm sorry, back to what I was saying, we can see here that it's not, this is very tough, and I think that this person is going through quite a hard time right now. And I think that this door to personal value is like what they deserve and also what you deserve. And what I mean by what they deserve too is that if they have a situation, like an example of this would be like if they have a situation of something that they hold very dear, they think is very valuable, but they're not quite able to either treat it right, or it doesn't go right, or things like that, it has them questioning their self-worth at the same time. And I feel like the door to spirit is quite literally like spirit saying that this door is opening for these certain realizations for you and them to see some sort of value, whether that's value in the situation, value in yourselves, and things like that. But with the thinking woman here too, they want to know what you're thinking and if you're thinking about them. And also you've kind of shown them, but there's something here that's quite very hard to read. And so maybe they're just not able to get that information right now. And so they have to just stay with this mystery, which kind of sucks to them at the same time too. Like that's also something that's not easy here as well. I want to see something really quick. Just really quick. I want to see. Okay, that makes perfect sense. So yes, this door of spirit, it represents spiritual awakenings, but it also is a big catalyst and a big door for change, to change old ways, old beliefs, old habits, things like that. It's definitely an energy of new beginnings here too, but since there's this, it's spirit guiding this, it is like this has been such a catalyst for this person's transformation, for these changes. And it's like you've taught, even if you don't even think, like, even if you don't even believe this, you've taught this person so much about themselves. And even if it's not even all at once, just from experiencing this and maybe even processing this, and even till the future, you know, like you've shown this person and taught them so much about what they think that they deserve, what they actually hold true to be values too, because maybe the things that they once thought were valuable aren't quite so valuable anymore. That could be surface level things, or surface level connections, other people, or like even just caring about like just superficial things. It seems like none of that really matters to this person as much anymore. And if there's a different side of them that's starting to emerge. No wonder why this is so deep, because usually the deepest feelings like this and wounds and stuff hold the deepest transformations with us in our lives. And with all of this air energy, it's like this person's psyche is transforming at the same time too. And they're questioning the things they value again here with this Four of Pentacles. And I was going to say something else too. Their sense of security may be wavering as well. Like an example of this would be like if this person felt secure, you know, just by having the best things, having the nicest car and all of these things. They're like, wait, I'm starting to see that that doesn't matter so much if I don't have like what I actually want. And this could also be about this person's lifestyle choices as well. There's a lot here, guys. Oh, I hope I didn't sound far away there. I was a little bit more farther away. I was like relaxing. When I wasn't relaxing, I was like leaned back a little bit so I can just relax and allow these messages. Bottom of the deck, we have, uh-oh, I've caught feelings. So we're just going to get a few channeled messages to kind of see any deeper feelings here. I'm obsessed with you. That's funny too, because the Three of Swords has come out in every reading, and this is giving the Devil card energy, like, because we were talking about the Devil card being like an obsessive energy. And so in a way, it kind of feels like this is the Devil card coming out. And if that is the case, then that would be in every pile too. So definitely there's a lot of collective similarities going on right now. We have, I can love you better than them. Is them the past version of themselves? Interesting. I mean, of course, this is kind of like that energy of like, if you, I don't want you with anyone else. I can, trust me, I'll be better for you than they will, or stuff like that. But it kind of, that's the first thing that came to my mind. So look, we have you live in my head rent free. Oh my gosh. And all of this sword energy, like constantly thinking, geez. Okay, so these fell out. So we'll just go ahead and take them. If I never meant to hurt you. Oh, there was more than I thought. So we have tomorrow we can start again. I think that that's that hopeful energy of like you guys communicating this. Or maybe even like just if there's any kind of like distance or even like conflict, there's just a want to resolve this. It feels like very strongly. We have I want to look good for you. And then we have tell me you love me. Bottom of the deck here, we have I think you're the one. I don't know if you can you hear that? Can you hear that in the background? That would be really funny if you can, because never mind though. Okay, this person needs to ground themselves, and I feel like I need to ground myself after this reading. This is insane. So much mental energy coming through. As I'm touching the star too, I just heard, I really hope we can work this out. I really hope we can find some sort of common ground. I don't like thinking this way. I don't like feeling this way. I don't like feeling these triggers and things like that. This isn't what I wanted it to be. This isn't how I wanted it to go. I just heard too, like you're the only one that I feel like gets me. Oh my gosh. Freaking noise in the background. Yeah, and there's just so many things that this person wants to get off their chest and get off their heart. And then I feel like if they were to be able to express themselves to you in this way, it would feel like a weight has been lifted. But of course they want you to be reciprocal to this too. Like they don't want to be, even though like that would feel good, they don't want to be rejected or denied too. Like, so there is that as well. And that could be like some sort of hesitation here. Wow. Yeah, so just to sum it up, I would say when it comes to this person's feelings of you, they are not easy. There is a lot to process, and you have taken up a lot of space in this person's mind. Like that card said, you live in this person's head rent-free at this time. It literally says I'm obsessed with you. So let's get some confirmation. It's so funny. I'm like, I guess let's shift to something else now. Like on that note. Okay. Spirit, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I need to ground after this reading. I feel jumbled. I feel like I can't even think straight. Holy moly. Okay. Spirit, what are some significant zodiac signs? I know we had Aquarius already. I don't know what other ones I said. I can't remember now. My mind is shot. Good thing this is the last pile. Okay, so what are some significant zodiac signs for my pile 3? Leo. Okay, so we have Leo energy. Also, the month of August could be significant, maybe the end of July. Another significant zodiac sign here. Okay, so we have more Aquarius energy. So that's like extra confirmation. Oh, it was Libra. It was Libra. Okay. Because and Gemini, all that air energy. Duh. Duh. How could you forget all this air energy? Okay. Sagittarius. Okay. I want to get one more since we already said Aquarius. Maybe the month of December could be significant for some of you too. Or to the end of November. Okay, Leo again. Extra, read all about it, Leo. And Pisces is the last one. Okay, we'll end on that note, the Pisces. Some significant zodiac signs here for you. I don't know why I felt like going back for one more. Okay, we got that last one. So we'll start with that one. We have an M. We have an O. Mo money, mo problems. We have a V, like move. We have an I. Oh, movie. Almost like we're about to spell that. We have an I. We have an L. We have a C. Oh, we have a J hiding now. It's trying to hide. Oh, look, we have TLC. Okay. So we have a T and a J. That could also be their initials too. Somebody's initials out there maybe. But maybe TLC, that kind of, this person does need to give themselves a little tender love and care. Anyway, or maybe they want to. I just heard they want a little tender love and care from you. So we have an X. We have two P's, which always makes me think of, you know, funny, PP. Maybe this person thinks sometimes with their PP. Oh, shit. I'm not getting that, but you saw it. JP, I don't know. Maybe there could be like someone's initials here too. And then we have a Z. There was two PPs, now there's only one. Okay. All right, so that is the confirmation. I like to remind you guys too, don't worry if this reading resonated or if it felt right to you. And obviously if you're still here, there's probably meaning behind that. If you're listening to the messages, if it felt right for you, then it's still probably for you, okay? Always use your discernment too. So just because maybe you don't see an initial or you don't see a sign doesn't mean that you have to throw the whole thing out the window. If the whole thing or most of it is a general reading too, so if parts of it were resonating for you. All right, now we're going to shift to get you some advice or just a message here, something to help you right now or along the way. Spirit, what is the message here for pile 3? I almost said pile 1. Synchronicity. Speaking of synchronicities, this card came up too in another pile as well. There's so many like similarities to the piles. Bottom of the deck, we have embrace uncertainty. Now, the first thing I'm hearing with this is that synchronicities are meant to show you, they're meant to be reminders of you that you are on your path and that you are guided. Just the chances of every time you're looking at the clock per se, it being an angel number is just like a little wink from your higher self to say, like, just so you know, like I'm here, regardless of if you choose to find deeper meaning in them as well. You can 100. Well, oh my God, I cannot talk. You can 100% do that if you like. And you can take that up with you and your spirit guides too. Like you could literally be like, this is what this means to me. But I'm also hearing now spirit to say, also be open for interpretation as well too, because not everything is just a one-way street, right? You can say this means great things, or well, great things. You can say 555 means change, right? Okay, but if you start seeing 555 all the time and then maybe something else, it could mean something else, you know, depending on how you take it. Even like my numerology lovers out there too, if you like to get the sum of the number. So 555, you know, it's 15, which could be the devil card in tarot. Also, it could be 6. 1 and 5 is 6. I don't want to confuse anyone. I feel like I'm probably confusing you guys now. Basically, you can make the rules and you can take it up with your spirit guides on what you want to be what and stuff like that, okay? But my point to this now, gosh, this whole reading, I'm so sorry guys, it's just felt like one big jumble of a mess, at least mentally. I hope it's not coming out that way for you guys. Okay, so regardless of the uncomfortable feelings that uncertainty brings in life, because you can be one of our biggest triggers, right? And I can even see this with this person here. They may be feeling obsessed. They may be feeling very attached right now. They may be thinking about you. You may be thinking about them. That could be mirroring too. Like you could be doing the same thing. And a lot of that can be caused by the uncertainty. That's when we start to ruminate, when we start to obsess, is because there is a sense of uncertainty of the future, or we're starting to feel like things are changing in a way that we don't like. And so we start to obsess, we start to attach, we start to ruminate. Whereas something in alignment usually will make us feel it, not always, because if you're not used to it, you know, you could still be triggered and stuff. But for the most part, you know, if there wasn't the uncertainty, if there was that reassurance, if there was that knowing, you would feel most likely a hell of a lot calmer too, right? So Spirit is saying that this is something that's natural, a part of this process here, but you have to embrace it. If there's nothing you can do from it, you can't run from it right now, and you have no choice but to kind of surrender here. This is going to be very helpful. The synchronicity card reminds you that your guides are always guiding you. You're not alone. You know, your higher self, all of it, spirit. I like to say spirit because that's just kind of the word for the all-encompassing, okay? You can call it your angels, you can call it your higher self, you can call it your guides, whatever you want to call it, but spirit is always here, okay? And spirit shows you this through synchronicities and through signs and things like that. Also try to pay attention to them. Like I said, don't get too caught up all the time in like deep, how long has this hair been there? Don't get too caught up all the time in deeper, you may have a ton of distractions around you right now. Maybe if you have a ton of distractions, or this situation could be very distracting, there could be something that needs your focus or needs your attention, and it could just feel like everything it is around you is distracting you from like the things that you actually need to work on. So try your best to do that. Again, I apologize. I swear, if you're new here, if this is your first reading, it's not always like this, although maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm lacking a sense of self-awareness. I swear, it's not always like this, guys. But with this synchronicity card, you know, things are going to play out the way that they're meant to be. It's also giving me like pieces of the puzzle. You know, you'll receive pieces when you need to receive, and all of a sudden you'll look back and say, oh, this makes a lot of sense to me now, although you may be missing a few pieces right now, and that's okay. So right now you're really just being guided to embrace this uncertainty, because great things are still aligning, great things are still happening, even if they're not right here, right now, right? But things are shifting for you in ways, and you are, like I said, always being watched and guided. The clock could also represent a need for patience and time for things to work out. But I want to read these for you from the guidebook as well, so we can get all of the messages here. I kind of feel called to start, even though this one came out, we will read it, but I feel called to start with embrace the uncertainty, because this seems to be a lot of the energy here, like, and especially in your person's reading too. So we have a moonlit night might be beautiful, but it makes it hard to really see what's going on if you need to. Under very gentle moonlight, we simply can't see exactly what's going on around us. If we go out into the night and the moon is in the early stages of the waxing cycle or the late stages of the waning cycle, there isn't much illumination offered. If this card comes up for you, it suggests that you don't yet know the full story around whatever question you're asking. It could simply be that someone else involved in your situation still isn't clear on what they do or don't want, so they can't tell you. Deception may be at play, which can bring up a lot of anxiety and even fear. All is not lost, though. Remember, the moon goes in phases, and even if there isn't much light around your situation right now, in the fullness of time, everything will be clarified and illuminated, and you'll learn what you need to know. That will ultimately be healing for you and everyone else. And the additional meanings for this card is: the path forward isn't clear yet. Explore your dreams and intuition. Trust your feelings. Uncertainty is a part of your current process, and wait before making your move. Okay, now I want to see. Oops. This one, if I could, so sorry, if I could ever find it. Any day now, we found it. Okay. So it says, something is flowing in the right direction for you when this card comes up. Everything is either already falling into place or will do so very soon. Even if you fervently believe that you create your own reality, quotes, as I do, there are times when events have an almost destined feel. And this is one of those times. You could perhaps attribute it to life unfolding and revealing the lessons our souls need to learn in this lifetime. There is synchronicity at work. You're exactly where you're meant to be, learning the lessons you need to learn. Everything is lining up as it needs to. So trust the process as much as you can and stay optimistic for your desired outcome. Whatever the situation you're asking about, know that it's not a random development in your life, but a step along your path, and it's meant to teach you. The sooner you pay attention to the lessons, the sooner you'll be able to navigate your way on where you want to go. The additional meanings for this card are divine timing is unfolding. Events now have a purpose. You're in the right place at the right time. Everything happens for a reason, or there is a reason why everything happens. Okay. Yeah. I feel this already as we're kind of closing this. I kind of feel like a weight lifted off. And I felt like that breath was necessary. Oh, that came up in another pile too. Breath work can be extremely helpful. So lean into that. You can like look into certain practices. I was telling another pile that there's like videos, almost like kind of guided meditations, but it's like guided breath work practices to get you. And there's ones for like different purposes. I think there's like some that are supposed to energize you. There's some that are meant to calm you and things like that. If I were you, I would shift towards more like the calming and being in the present moment type of energy. Kind of just feels like what's best for right now, but it can be very helpful. Breath work is a spiritual practice that I think is underrated for sure. But other than that, guys, these messages in the book, I think were very telling too, to what we were kind of talking about of like sometimes we don't have all the answers right now, but you just trust that they will be revealed. And yeah, I think the fact that it is like embrace uncertainty is very like much like right now you kind of just have to embrace the unknown and what it's going to be, because spirit's got your back, dude. Even if it doesn't feel like it right now, like you're still being watched over, you're still being taken care of, you're still being nudged in the right direction at all times, okay? And you don't even know what the future has to hold, even though right now you may not even care. Like, and I completely understand that too, and that's okay. You're allowed to feel how you feel, but also do what's best for you and your mental health at this time. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this reading here. I think that's a great note to leave it on. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I love doing these readings for all of you. And thank you to those who support the channel. So if that means, you know, just giving a quick like or a thumbs up to the videos, that's something that helps tremendously and supports the channel. For those of you that comment and share your stories, share your experiences, share your love, all of that, I love to see it. I love to read it, and that helps as well. So thank you so much. And most of all, thank you to those who are subscribed, who want to see more and check out some of the timeless tarot content I already have posted. You guys are wonderful, and I couldn't do it without you. If that sounds like something you would like to do and you are not subscribed, feel free to subscribe now. If you would like to, of course. Hey, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. You don't have to. It's just if you want to. Other than that, maybe if you don't, I'll see you on your feed. Like maybe I'll pop up, another video will pop up. Who knows? But either way, I will see you guys there. Bye.